Fix this hormone and your hunger fades and belly fat melts. Really? Yes. Insulin. It's not just a diabetes hormone, it's your metabolic switch. Every time you eat, even a slice of bread, your body responds. That response, orchestrated by insulin, determines whether you burn energy or store fat. Today we're diving deep into the real story behind insulin, blood sugar, and belly fat, and how you can take control. Let's start at the very beginning. Inside your abdomen is a small and powerful organ, the pancreas. And inside your pancreas, a group of special cells called the beta cells. These little guys are your insulin factories. Insulin is a hormone, your body's master blood sugar regulator. Think of it as a golden key. When you eat, especially carbs like bread, pasta, rice, fruit, or sugar, your digestive system breaks those carbs down into glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Now your blood sugar starts to rise. Your pancreas senses this rise and quickly releases insulin into the bloodstream. And insulin's job is to unlock your cells so glucose can get in. Once inside, the glucose gets used as a fuel. It powers your muscles, your brain, your heart, every organ. It's the spark plug for your energy. This system is beautifully choreographed. Eat food, raises blood sugar, releases insulin, absorbs glucose, get energy. It's the nature's energy delivery service. But what happens if insulin isn't working properly? If your cells stops responding, if your pancreas gets tired, or if there's too much glucose all the time. Here's why you should care. Even if you have never been told you have diabetes, show subtle symptoms popping up as that includes cravings after meals, energy crashes at 3 p.m., belly fat you can't lose, brain fog, irritability when hungry, needing caffeine to function. All of these are red flags that your insulin system is under stress, even if you are quote unquote not diagnosed as diabetic. Insulin doesn't just open doors, it's your body's traffic controller for energy. When it's working well, glucose goes exactly where it should. When it's not, everything backs up. If your insulin isn't functioning optimally, it doesn't matter how clean you eat or how many supplements you take. Your fuel delivery system is broken. Mastering insulin isn't just about avoiding diabetes. It's about reclaiming your energy, your focus, and your metabolic health every single day. So let's zoom in on the real magic of insulin. When you eat, your blood sugar goes up. In response, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a master key, unlocking your muscles, livers, and fat cells so glucose can go inside. But where it goes and what happens next makes all the differences. Role number 1 is the muscle storage fast fuel. First stop, your muscles. So insulin helps shuttle glucose into your muscle cells where it's stored as glycogen. Think of glycogen as your quick access fuel for movement, exercise, even climbing stairs. This tank is limited but powerful. The more muscle you have, the more glucose you can store here without turning into fat. Role number 2, liver storage, is the backup fuel. Insulin guides glucose into your liver. Here, it is also stored as glycogen, your backup fuel reserve, especially for times when you're not eating. Your liver releases this glucose between meals, while you sleep, or when you are under stress. It keeps your blood sugar stable behind the scene. Role number 3, fat storage, when the tanks are full. But here's the catch. Your muscle and liver tanks are small. They fill up fast, especially if you are inactive or eating often. When those first 2 tanks are full, insulin shifts the extra glucose into fat storage. It converts that sugar into triglyceride, and that becomes body fat. This is how carbs, especially when eaten in excess or without movement, can quietly fuel fat gain, even if you are not overeating by much. So let's recap. First, insulin sends glucose into your muscles, stored as fast fuel. Second, it stores glucose in the liver, your backup fuel tank. But when those are full, insulin turns sugar into body fat. Why does this matter? This system works beautifully if your insulin is working well and your storage tanks have rooms. But if you are eating too frequently, not moving enough, or your insulin is chronically high, those tanks stay full and you stay stuck in fat storage mode. Worse, your cells can start to ignore insulin signal, leading to insulin resistance. Earlier, we saw insulin acting like a key, unlocking your cells so glucose can get in. But what happens when that key stops working? That's insulin resistance. It's when your cells stop listening to insulin's message. Your body still makes insulin, but your cells have become resistant to it. It's like insulin is knocking louder and louder, but the doors just won't open. So your pancreas works harder, making even more insulin to get the same job done. So what's the consequence now? Now you have got glucose pulling up in your blood and insulin flooding your system. Your cells are starving for fuel even though there's plenty. This mismatch causes the symptoms nobody talks about, but you feel them every day. Early signs of insulin resistance, constant cravings, especially for carbs or sugars, energy crashes after meals, belly fat that won't budge, trouble focusing or brain fog, harder to build muscle, easier to gain fat, waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep, skin tags or dark patches on the neck or armpits. They're called acanthosis nigrans. What's worse, most people have no idea that this is happening because their labs look normal. Insulin resistance builds slowly over years. It starts silently, then leads to prediabetes, then type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance doesn't just affect your waistline. It affects your mood, memory, and mental sharpness. Your brain relies on glucose too, and when insulin isn't working, your brain starts running on empty. That's the root of brain fog, irritability, anxiety, and even depression. So, to sum it up, your cells stop responding to insulin. Your body makes more insulin. Sugar builds up in the body. Your cells stay starved for fuel. You feel tired, foggy, hungry, and stuck. But here's the good news. Insulin resistance is not permanent. You can turn it around. In the next section, we will explore exactly how to fix it. Because once you improve insulin sensitivity, the fatigue lifts, the cravings quiets, the belly fat starts to melt. Insulin doesn't work alone. It interacts with other hormones. High cortisol increases blood sugar, low estrogen worsens insulin resistance, high growth hormones can blunt insulin's effect. This is the part no one tells you. Visceral fat around your belly isn't just storage, it's an inflammation factory. It makes your cells more insulin resistant, which leads to more fat storage. It's a vicious cycle. Ever feel tired after lunch or get hungry? That's the sugar crash cycle. You eat fast food, fast carbs, blood sugar spikes, then insulin overcompensates, you crash. Cue cravings, cue mood swings, cue brain fogs. Unchecked insulin resistance isn't just about weight. It leads to type 2 diabetes, raises risk of heart disease, fuels fatty liver, triggers PCOS in women, lowers testosterone in men. What you eat either fuels insulin resistance or reverses it. Build your plate like this. Protein, fiber, healthy fats, added at low added sugars. Muscles are glucose vacuums. Just 15 minutes of walking after meals improves insulin sensitivities. Lack of sleep equals higher cortisol, which equals higher blood sugar. Meditation, breathing, and quality sleep reduces stress hormones, helping insulin do its job. Sometimes lifestyle needs support. Metformin, GLP-1s, or continuous glucose monitoring can guide your journey, but lifestyle is still the foundation. Here's how to know where you stand. Fasting glucose should be under 100. A1C aims below 5.6. Fasting insulin, a healthy range is between 2 to 6. Ask your doctor for these if you're unsure. Insulin is your metabolic maestro. When it's balanced, you feel energized, lean, sharp. When it's out of whack, you're tired, foggy, and stuck in fat storage mode. Best time to take control is not when you are diagnosed, but now.
Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.